Everyone, welcome back for another episode of Adams for the Love of Movie Picks. This time around, we're going to be talking about the hit 1989 film, Field of Dreams, starring Kevin Costner. Now, I feel ashamed that it's taken me this long to do a video on this movie, considering how popular it is and how much I love this movie, but it is what it is. I think it was just a matter of, simple timing and also just, felt like the right time to do a video on this one. So, this movie, besides starring Kevin Costner as Ray Kinsella, also stars James Earl Jones as Terrence Mann. You've got Ray Liotta as Shoeless Joe Jackson. You've got Amy Madigan as Annie Kinsella. Gabby Hoffman as Karen Kinsella. Timothy Busfield as Mark. Burt Lancaster as Dr. Moonlight Graham. Frank Whaley as Archie Graham. And I think that is pretty much the extent of the well-known actors in this. Oh yeah, and Art LaFleur plays one of the old ball players, Chip Gendell or Gendell. So this movie, it's a pretty unique concept for a movie. It's something you wouldn't think would be make a great story for a movie, but it did, and it turned into a massive hit. A man, a 36-year-old man with his wife and child, a farmer in Iowa, hears a voice one day that basically tells him to build a baseball diamond. If you build it, he will come. And it basically meaning build a baseball diamond in part of his cornfield. And at that time, he thinks it means Shoeless Joe Jackson will come. It's a pretty unique concept for a movie, but it just works so well. This movie is one of my favorite movies from my childhood. I mean, it was when it was made, I was 1 year old. But I still watched it with my family growing up. It's just a great film. There's so many good things about it. A great storyline. Very emotional at times. You could really connect with the movie. But more than that, it's a simple. When you boil it down, it's about baseball, and the heartbeat of America in a way. Because like baseball is, as they say, is America's pastime, um, and it is just a great film. He builds this baseball diamond, and all of these great former ball players who have passed on from the past come to play baseball at this diamond that he has built. Shoeless Joe Jackson being one of them. The one player is supposed to seek out Archie Graham, and basically, all these players, a lot. Actually, the first 8 players. Well, the first player is Shoeless Joe Jackson, and then the other players are the other 7 players that in real life in the I think it was 1919 World Series. They threw the World Series for gamblers, and they were banned from baseball for life. So they never ever got to play baseball again. So they're the first players to come to the field to be able to play baseball again. Like, even though it's not in a major league American ballpark, the fact is a lot of them didn't really play that much ball at all after they were banned from baseball. So this is a chance for them to redeem themselves and just have fun and play baseball. And of course, as it goes along, there's a few more players that get added so they can actually play a game, including Archie Graham, who had one. Now, I don't know if he's a real person, but in the movie, he had one. He played in one game, and he only played defense. He never ever got to bat, and that was a dream of his, was to bat. So, they bring him to Ray's Field in order to bat, and then of course you got Terrence Mann, played by the magnificent James Earl Jones, just one of the best actors of all time. And basically he plays a writer who's kind of lost his way, and is kind of disconnected with humanity. And Ray is tasked with bringing him to this field to reconnect with 2 things that he loves: baseball, which is he dreamed of playing at Ebbets Field, which was the field that the Brooklyn Dodgers played on up until the late 50s, and then it was torn down. Um, and then of course reconnecting with his writing, because he hadn't wrote anything in many years. So it was a chance for him to reconnect to two things that he loved very much. And then, while all this is going on, of course, I'm not a farmer, but I know one thing about farming. The simple thing is that a lot of farmers depend on their crop in order to make a living. And Ray plowed under a good majority of his crop to build the baseball diamond. So he was taking the potential of putting his family in potential ruin to make this baseball diamond, and it all pans out in the end for Ray. But also, he learns that when the voice was saying, "If you build it, he will come," as well as when the voice tells him ease his pain and go the distance. It's all for his father. That is what the whole thing was about. Is that his father, who almost had a chance to play in the majors, and who he didn't end before his father passed, didn't leave things very good with his father, has a chance to reconnect with his father. I think that's such a great storyline, like just a simplistic thing, a son and a father and son playing catch, reconnecting over a game of baseball. It's just brilliant. But moreover than that, it's just, the movie from the very beginning pulls you in and really draws you into the movie. And it just never lets you go. Like, I've seen this movie, I can't even count how many times I've watched this movie, and it still pulls me in. It just like I said, every facet of it is just a great movie. The great storyline, great acting, the characters that they chose, or the actors to play the characters, they're very well done. It just works on so many levels, and it's one of those, I would say, timeless films. It never gets old. Like, you think about it now, this movie is 34 years old. It still feels like it was made yesterday to me. It's just timeless and just a great film. So there you are, folks. If you've never seen Field of Dreams, do yourself a favor, check it out. I don't know many people that haven't seen this film. Even if you're not a fan of baseball, if you just love a great movie, this is a movie for you. And we're getting into a stage now where people who watch this as kids themselves might have a chance now to introduce this to their kids. So I recommend that to all of you out there who have that opportunity. So there you are, folks. That's all we have for this week. You take care of yourselves, and we'll catch you next week for another episode.
And now, folks, it's time to say goodnight. We sincerely appreciate your patronage and hope we've succeeded in bringing you an enjoyable evening of entertainment. Please drive home carefully and come back again soon. Good night.